September 15th. Oh, quarterly estimated taxes due. Yeah. 3 days away. 3 days away from the 18th. Yeah, gonna be a big gathering, I guess. One that's gonna be a large crowd of people with the same mindsets as the last time, the last large group of people that were at this place, which they say was based a lot on racism and bigotry stuff, hatred, hatred. Now, everybody knows that racism was really meant to be the idea that one race of people, whether white, Chinese, African American, American African, I think it should be American African because this is where they live, and the African states their ethnicity. I am J. Archer Elderquist, American Polack. Maybe we shouldn't go that way. It sounds a little bit too much like American Psycho, and I don't want to get in trouble for copyright infringement. Listen, we've gone far enough down the road. All these little brain case tests and phrenology where people are feeling the bumps in your skull and all this stuff and trying to say how it makes you smarter and all this stuff, and everybody knows even smaller head brain case is going to press it in and you're likely to have more. So if they were saying one people had a smaller head than the others, well, it's backwards. So we can do away with the racism. But then you're like, well, what do we do then? That's what they're thinking. And it's like, no, you can still have your hatred, man. The hatred is the base of all this. You've been let out for 4 years and able to say whatever the fuck you want. You got encouragement from somebody. And now they're saying the party's over, and it's like, okay, you had your fucking 4-year party. What'd you learn? Is it time to, take it to a next level in this community that we have, where you can still wave to your neighbors without getting your fingers shot off? But if they want to take a little bit more hatred into that, I can start some hatred. You can still have bigotry. What is bigotry? But judging somebody. Bigot, you're fucking judging me. You're not racist, you're just hateful towards me. It's right on that same spectrum with stereotypical, but the stereotypical, that can protect you at times if you're in the wrong place, and you should be paying attention to things that seem out of sorts. But that doesn't mean you're stuck to the idea. Just take care of yourself. But bigotry, that's judging somebody, chock full of hate. And the problem we have is that we mix up racism and bigotry. All anybody really needs is a little bit of bigotry in their day. They don't need the racism, but it's so connected. The same way they took drugs and alcohol, they split those, but they're the same. These are not the same, but they connect them. It's backwards. They're all drugs. Same virus as dance. What you really need to do is to judge someone hatefully. And we just pick people because they're different. Well, I have a solution. We pick somebody that has made a choice to be this way. Whoever they are, it's a choice. When we turn 18 years old, We may have had the worst life in our existence, you know, the first life going, worst. And you get to 18, that is the first time you have the total option, really, to just head out on your own. You can leave all that behind. What you do at 18 is sit there and think, does any of that even matter to me anymore? I get to be who I want. And if you choose, you can leave everybody behind. And same way with, I'm sure some of these people that aren't getting vaccinated, that are in groups like me, of people that are not, they're worried. They think they're going to lose their friends if they get vaccinated, because they know how they feel about it. It may be time to lose your friends if that's the only reason you're willing to die for them. You're already dead. You're not living your own life. You get to make these choices. When they say it's your choice, they say it so much on these things I see like it's a threat. No, this is a reality. It's your choice. But look at something. I didn't mean to get into that. I was just giving you something to hate going into the day. You know, I thought maybe zombies. I talked about how zombies, everybody loves them because everybody can hate them and kill them all together, and there's no repercussion whatsoever and all this stuff, you know. It's somebody everybody can hate, a zombie. That's why people like zombie movies, they can hate together. But I had to come up with something else more real, because that's a bit fantasy. Like, they haven't let that guy out of the CDC yet that ate that guy's face off, or the guy that lived from getting his face eaten off. He's not out on the streets as far as I know. But fuck pigs. Fuck pigs. It's a serious species of people as far as I'm concerned, a culture of people. Fuck pigs. I see them. I saw one walk by today. She's walking by with the 3 kids, and they're just all different, and they're just all and you know, the one's got red hair. I don't know where he got it, but he's the one that was sitting there yelling, "Get out of the way," to someone and running around. I guess that's what they call the red-headed stepchild. I don't know where this comes in. I'm sure it's not a stepchild. She went to visit her sister for about 8 months, and came back with the baby and said it needed to be fostered. Or the man she's with doesn't realize that it's actually hers. So she's got it in there walking in a line, and one of them said, you can always be sure you're going to get a story to tell when you have one of these fuck pigs walk by with his fucking little fuck piglets. Those kids that still have a future but don't know it because nobody's sharing it with them. And I hear, I'm down standing there by the fence, and I hear, "That's not yours." It's just a scream, and I turn around, there's this angry woman, and there are these 3 kids, and she said, 5, 4, 3, and all those kids come running. I'm like, well, she does have some control over them. I guess she just beats the living shit out of them constantly. And then I heard them crying all over there all the time anyway, so there's no control whatsoever. It's just a beating coming when you get home. You'll take it until you're 18, and then you can let it go. Get yourself a college scholarship, join the French Foreign Legion, do whatever you want. And I looked, and it was standing on Gatorade, like somebody keeps a cooler, like a plastic one, like it's for their stuff, you know, a regular drink. It's not just a Gatorade, it's somebody's drink. And it's just all squashed, and I look and I see the nozzle is open, and so it sprayed everything out of it. I'm looking at it after they walked by, and I said, that fucking kid, somebody dropped their water bottle on the way in there, and they will realize it's gone, and they'll find it when they're coming back through. that's somebody's property, and all you get is, that's not yours. Man, you know, if you're beating the kid's ass for not listening, you might as well beat it for that. I mean, that's Skinner's, you know, consistency that he talks of. Whatever it is you use for him as a punishment, you don't let it slack. You can have a great talking conversation with any kid if you get it right. And so that's what she is. Those kids are representative of her nighttime lifestyle. And just like the one that used to live across from Wilbur, when I rented a room from Wilbur, and they're in those apartment, this old house over there, and you hear, hey, you're a crazy bitch, but you fucked so good, I'm on top of it. And you hear the three children, there are all these three children, and there are all these also, come on baby, but don't show yourself because I'm gonna get in trouble. I don't want to involve you.
Okay, well,
and,
I just want to drink.
Oh, I can do that. And so you hear the music blaring out the window in the middle of the afternoon, and the kids singing to it.
Thank you.
And once they say, but you fuck so good, I'm on top of it, she screams inside. It's blaring out the music. You can hear it coming out the windows with her too. I told you, you don't say the words. I'm like, that's a fuck pig. It's a fuck pig, baby. It's the new form of bigotry. It's the bigotry that we can all hate because it does have a choice. It has chosen to be this person. The fuck pig will never step above it, but they have the choice. And they're two bull-headed, boar-headed, whatever. They got a head as thick as a boar. You ever shoot one in the head with a 22 and it just goes, ah, and it craps and it's, ah. And no, that's how the special forces did it. And they do that thick like a bull, these fuck pigs. Or like a boar. They are the reason that we just aren't making it. They're always walking down the street with some poor skinny fucker that just looks miserable. He's there for about 2 months and he's like, gone. Winter's coming. I thought I could make it through a winter in this house, but it'd be like The Shining, man. Only you wouldn't want to leave before killing your wife or the girl. We can't even hate the obese. See, that's what I'm saying. Many of these people, they don't have a choice. They store energy better than we do. That's why they're good to have in the gene pool. We need to be able to make it through times of drought if the human race is going to be. But a fuck pig, she's usually just, she gave up on everything after the first kid, after she had some money coming from child support. You want to know where your taxes are going? It's the fuck pigs. And so if you want to get riled up, just start screaming about the fuck pig next door, and knowing you can't kill her, you get so upset that you have to vent somehow, and you can go down there. You don't care. This is going to be different than it was last time. You've already been warned, I'm sure. People are going to get killed if this starts again. I mean, you're worried about this one chick that was busting through a window. Ah! There are going to be many more of them. Of course, it doesn't bother them because, well, if they get shot there, at least they didn't get their vaccine, and their friends will still respect them. They're probably going in on a suicide mission, just knowing the truth of the matter is they're keeping this thing alive so much that it's going to get really good. It's not going to get those that got vaccinated. They're going to become carriers to you, is all. It won't kill them. It'll make them carriers. The fuck pigs. How have they stayed off the grid for so long in the world of bigotry? Oh, because the bigots are fucking them.